Hello, and welcome to Thoughts and Ideas from Bird in Sky. We are going to draw from Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma. And he writes that the purpose of education and science is to make a person wise. If knowledge does not make them so, it is wasted. It is like water poured on the sands. Now, there are a lot of people who avoid education as much as possible. But what they fail to realize is that the purpose of education is to teach us how to question what is not sound, how to question what doesn't make any sense, how to question, how to investigate. That's the real purpose, not going through and memorizing all these dates and procedures and formulas. That's not education. That is memorization. Memorization helps because it fills us with information. It doesn't fill us with knowledge. It fills us with information. Information does not become knowledge until we understand it. So we need education because we need to know how to investigate. We need to learn how to discover the truth. Because if we cannot discover the truth, then we are left at the mercy of anybody who stirs up our emotions and gets us all riled up and essentially puts a hook in our mouth. Huh? That's why we need education. To investigate. Because without truth, there's only a false imagination because you don't know how to test what you see, what you hear, what you feel. Essentially, you don't know how to determine if what you experience is true or not. Oh, it's real, but real does not make it true. And there is only one reason to avoid education and science and such, and that is because you do not understand. You do not understand how to investigate. You do not understand how to question. Questions, when properly asked, require answers. More than, duh, I don't know. That is what education is all about. Because if left to our own imagination, well, all we do is deceive ourselves. And let's face it, you are not wasted material. But it is up to you to learn how to investigate. It is more that you lack the proper experience and its interpretation, because experience is what moves us from ignorance, not knowing, to knowing, to understanding, to correct our deficiencies. And Pike also tells us that the true object of your studies is to add to your estate of wisdom, not merely to your knowledge. You can know a lot of things, but if you don't know how to use that information, that knowledge, you are no different than than the fool who says, duh, and you are not a fool. I know that. Anybody watching these videos are not fools. You are intelligent beings with inquiring minds that may not always understand things. All I do is present. I present ideas, I present possibilities. All I do is present potential. It's up to you to take that potential and do something with it. Don't think that education is nothing but formal training and studies, because it's not. True education is the development of discipline, and the wise are disciplined. The purpose of discipline is to learn to follow through on what it is that you are asking. We don't always ask the right question the first time around. So we ask a different question, a similar question. When we get to the right question, then that is what puts us on the path and allows us to open the door to wisdom. Because if you don't follow through with your questions, you are not adding to your wisdom. And knowledge is empty if you do not inquire as to how to apply it. That's what science is for. Philosophy determines the value of the information that you have. Are you happy because someone says you're happy? Are you happy because you say you are happy? Are you happy because you experience happiness? What is happy? What is happiness? What does that mean? That is a path of inquiry and investigation, discovering what happiness is. Is it just satisfaction? Is it more than that? Is it? That is it. Yes, I oversimplified the process, but the whole point is to engage the process. When asking the question, unless you follow through that question with investigation, you ask a question, you investigate. If you do not follow through, you are not adding to your wisdom. And wisdom is knowing what to do. Knowledge is empty if you do not inquire as to how to apply it. Okay, happiness. Happiness is satisfaction. All right, I've determined that, and satisfaction is good for me. Now, what can I do that will bring me satisfaction? Well, in order to discover what will bring you satisfaction, you must do. Well, this brought me no satisfaction at all. Was it wasted time? Was it wasted effort? No, because you determined that this is not satisfying. Therefore, let's explore this direction. See? Experience is the only thing that adds to your wisdom. And wisdom is failure. Wisdom is success. Wisdom is, it's in between. It's a process, a continuous process. And Pike writes that the wiser a person becomes, the less they will be inclined to submit to the imposition or the yoke of others. The less he will be inclined to allow another to control him, to control what they think, to control what they do. What does wisdom and understanding do? It alleviates you from a false sense of obligation to something that no longer serves you. Why am I following this person? They're not helping me anymore. They have nothing to offer me. Well, that's a sure sign for you to find another mentor. A wise person will, well, yeah, they don't have anything more to offer me. So let me look over here. That's what a wise person does. A fool, oh, but he does so much. I couldn't do this on my own. I can't think. I'm not smart. See the difference there? It alleviates you from a false sense of obligation. Wisdom does not require you to submit to anything. Wisdom only requires you to experience. Wisdom does not require you to submit to another's deception. Wisdom allows you to see through their deceptions. And wisdom also allows you to see through your deception. And without education, without science, which is investigation, you just allow yourself to become the patsy of another, become someone else's plaything. And you are better than that. You ask, not why is this happening to me? You ask, what can I do? Big difference. What can you do? That is opening a path. Why is this happening? All that is it keeps the door closed. Why is something happening? It's because you have not bothered to open the door to a new experience, a different experience. You must always remember, education and science are developed disciplines, and those disciplines are developed by you. Education and science is not rote memorization. And he leaves us with this: mere knowledge makes no one independent, nor fits them to be free. It often only makes them a more useful tool. Well, he uses slave, but tool. You get the idea. Knowledge is not wisdom. Experience is wisdom. If this was helpful for you, take a moment, subscribe, like the video. You know, if you enjoy this deeper stuff, I have an invitation for you.